Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Arlene Torres, and I am an admissions counselor with the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. Today, I'm going to be presenting about writing your way into college, essay writing made easier. I know that college essay writing can be stressful, so I am here to talk to you about different tips on how to deal with that anxiety, the do's and don'ts, and just how to write a great essay for any application that you may be submitting. First and foremost, I do want to talk a little bit about UW-Green Bay. We are a 4-campus university. We have campus locations in Marinette, Green Bay, Manitowoc, and Sheboygan. Collectively, we do cover roughly about 16 counties. A couple of reasons of why you should consider the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. These are just 5 reasons, although there are many reasons why you should consider our institution. So the 5 reasons being accessibility, the small classroom sizes, roughly about 17:1, student to faculty ratio, that intimate setting, the opportunities that await. A lot of our students talk about those high impact experiences that have led to just incredible opportunities while being a student, as well as once they do graduate. The natural beauty, just the amount of acres of arboretum and just the beauty that surrounds the campus. Also, the affordability of completing your degree program with us. Students oftentimes just talk about the ability that they are able to save a substantial amount by considering our 4-campus institution. And then I've included the QR code in the event that any of you are interested in filling out a contact form. I would encourage you to scan the QR code, complete a contact form, and provide us with your contact information so that we're able to follow up with you and help answer any questions that you do have. Going into the application evaluation. So I know that most institutions take that holistic approach to admissions, so I'm here to let you know sort of the important pieces of that process. There is you, obviously, and in evaluating you as an individual, there are a couple of things that are being looked at. GPA, was there a positive trend in GPA? Was there an improvement in that GPA? That's certainly going to be important. ACT and SAT scores, as we know, for most institutions, if not all, ACT, SAT testing is optional, although we always talk to students about the benefits of submitting those scores if they are wanting us to consider that academic background, as well as if they want to be considered for scholarship opportunity, as well as in the event that they're looking to meet certain requirements, the placement out of certain requirements as well. So just keep that in mind. Activities and involvement, anything that would be outside of that setting in terms of volunteer work, if you were working outside of the school setting, essays, which is what we're mainly talking about today, required units, making sure that you have met those units for not only graduation, but admissions requirements for the institution that you're applying for. Letters of recommendation are always nice because that's that third-party validation that provides us insight into the type of student that you could be at our institutions. So we always say if you want to send over about 2 letters of recommendation, that would be sufficient. All right, so going into the essay as it pertains to the application. So I've included the link that would be specific to the upcoming terms for anyone that is interested in applying. Do know that there is a part of the application where it will ask you for that essay, and there are other institutions as well who have an additional essay prompt. So just being aware of those institutions and what those specific requirements are as it pertains to if it's just going to be the one essay, the sort of questions that are being asked. Typically, it's talking about any challenges that you had to overcome, how you plan to be successful moving forward as a college student, and anything that would be specific to that institution. But you know that some institutions are pretty specific about that additional essay prompt and what they're looking for. So again, this goes over those essay prompts. All campuses use this particular message in terms of tell us about your academic and personal achievements, what have you learned, in terms of those successes, challenges that you may have overcome, and how you plan to pursue your education. So again, this is for all campuses. And then for those that are coming from UW-Eau Claire, La Crosse, Madison, and Platteville, there's that additional essay prompt that you should be aware of. So going into determining that central message, you want to ensure that you are providing as much as possible, being as specific as possible. Here I've outlined two different responses. So one is pretty detailed and the other one is pretty basic. So this would be an example of where being as detailed as possible would be important. Explaining your academic background. I oftentimes let students know if you overcame any sort of challenge during your academic career while in high school, it's important for us to know what took place. We understand that life happens, some serious things take place, and so don't shy away from providing insight into what took place. We're here to learn more about you and what would have impacted that academic background. So as you are letting us know what took place, it's important to also, in a way, put a positive spin on that in terms of how you overcame that challenge, how you plan to be successful moving forward. So just letting us know, in terms of that upward trend, how that would impact you positively in just being considered a college student at any institution, again, that you plan to attend. As far as the essay, rest assured, no two essays are going to be alike. You are an individual and you are special in your own way. So just knowing that as long as you put some thought into what you want to talk about, be yourself, chances are you're going to write a pretty incredible essay. I wanted to give you some examples of what a vague essay looks like compared to a specific detailed essay. Here's an example of one that would be considered vague. I like working with people and want to save the world. Doesn't tell us a whole lot. So if you could shy away from going this route, I know that many admissions counselors and review committees would be more open to you being pretty detailed. So this next example, it goes over a more specific route. So I joined the diversity club at school because I wanted to get to know students in different cultures and learn about their families, religion, traditions, and even their food. I also wanted to find out how we are alike and unalike. Finally, I believe that when people really get to know one another, they have a better chance of getting along. So again, going with example B, being as specific as possible. Here are examples of excuses versus growing opportunities. So example A, my grades are bad junior year because of the major concussion I had during football season of my sophomore year. I couldn't study or focus. I struggled and it was a hard experience for me to go through. So again, this is more of an excuse of what took place that impacted, but not really putting that positive spin on that growing opportunity. So as we go into example B, this is where it makes all the difference. So talking about a serious thing that took place, my major concussion in the fall of sophomore year was a humbling experience. Difficulty focusing and retaining information required me to adapt my study habits. This took until junior year to finally master. This year, I am striving to make honor roll, just as I did before my concussion. So again, putting that positive spin on took place will certainly make a difference. Avoiding slang and abbreviations. This is such an important piece to cover. You have to always consider who's reading my essay. You have to remember these are professional university staff members that are going to be reviewing your essay. Also, would I say this to a friendly stranger? Is this something that, seems natural and seems personal? Will they understand without further explanation? So again, being as detailed as possible. How does this reflect on me? Hopefully it is a positive reflection of who you are. Avoiding overuse of flowery language. So the example here is one of which we can definitely tell this doesn't sound like a normal conversation that a student would have. So trying to avoid just amplifying that language. Again, be you, be professional, be detailed, but again, stay pretty natural to who you are. Keeping in mind, again, someone will be reading your essay, no matter what your grades or test scores are. Also, no slang or abbreviations. Is this college level writing? Would you feel proud submitting this essay? A couple of tips for writing the essay. Be honest. It's okay to be vulnerable. Oftentimes, I know that admissions staff, they love to hear those stories, read about it, and truly get to know you as an individual. It has made a difference and it will make a difference. Again, as long as you're being open and honest and putting that positive spin. Don't write what you think the admissions officers want to hear. I can't emphasize this enough. Again, just be you and tell your story. We want to hear about you. Make sure to answer the questions that are being asked. So if there is a essay prompt that specifically states these are the questions we want you to answer, just ensure that you do that and that you're following that protocol. Also, follow instructions carefully, making sure you're mindful of that. Type essay in Word, then copy and paste into the application essay. I know that's a question that I typically get asked, and if you are typing out the essay, do know that every 60 seconds the essay will be saved on the UW system application. You can always copy and paste. It's typically about 250 to 650 word in the event that you're looking for a specific count. Again, style nicely, so it will matter, making sure that your grammar's correct, your spelling's correct, that the mechanics all flow nicely. So don't shy away from having additional set of eyes on your essay, get that feedback. And so again, making sure it's as nice as possible so that it's a positive reflection of who you are. Start and end the essay with personality. Show us who you are. Talk about just, what you're looking for in an institution, the major that you're wanting to pursue. If you've visited the campus, what you love about the campus. So again, tying it back to that experience, what you're looking for, and again, being creative to who you are. A couple of extra hints to be able to actually type out the essay prior to typing it out on the application will save you quite a bit of time. It allows for that proofread ahead of time. If someone offers to read your essay, say yes. I know that may be difficult to have others read about your personal life, but do know that if they are professionals within your school, if it's a high school counselor, a teacher, a coach, if you'll send it over, I'm sure that they'd be happy to provide you with that feedback. It's really hard to write a bad essay. That's the good news. One that weakens your application. Again, if you're talking about yourself and what you've had to overcome, how you plan to be successful as a student, chances are it's going to be a pretty amazing essay. So you should be very proud of that. Also, stay connected. As I mentioned earlier, I have provided the QR code. So after hearing a little bit more about the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay, if you're interested in staying in contact with us, feel free to scan that QR code, which will lead you to our contact form on our website. You can also email us at uwgb@uwgb.edu, or you can call us directly, 920-465-2111. We also have a couple of social media accounts that you can follow. It's a great way to stay connected with the campus community, see what other students are talking about. So Life at UWGB, as well as UWGB admissions. Thank you so much again for taking the time to meet with me today. Again, if you have any additional questions, we're here to help any way that we can. Have a great day.